In this video, I'll show you how to use compositing to take your renders from this to this. The first thing we need to do is go to our compositing workspace. It'll probably say compositing for you. I just have a custom setup. Also, because of that custom setup, this is not what you'll see. You will not see anything at all, actually. It'll just be like a blank screen. So what you need to do is make sure you click use nodes and then add in a viewer node. Press shift and right click and slash along this line here and make sure that your render layers is connected to both composite and your viewer. Alright, and then we'll work on our nodes and add them in right here. The first thing we need to do, let's delete that right there. We're going to just create some chromatic aberration, also known as dispersion, but whatever. I'll just set that to something, maybe 0.05. It's pretty low. And then I'll just get a mix and mix that with our original image. Now what I'm going to do is get a scale node. And then we're going to get a texture node. So I'll just delete these. Well, what we need to do is connect texture to our x-axis. And you'll see why in a little bit. I'm going to create a new texture, change that from image or movie to clouds. Now I'm going to bring this all the way down to 0.01. Now I'm just going to select that texture and we can rename it if we want. So something like that. Now this is really crazy and insane and we don't want it like this. So what we can do is get a color ramp. Go ahead and take the black and take this value and I'll go 0.975. Yeah, that's looking good. And now I'll get an alpha over and connect that to our mix. Swap those right there. And now if I bring it on this factor, what we're getting is a mix of both the scaled version and the not scaled version. Although I am going to make the scale a little more extreme by changing that to 0.95. Okay, now what we need to do is get a glare node. Alright, I'm going to change that to high quality and change the streak number to 2. Alright, now we're going to get another mix node, connect the alpha over again. We're going to get another texture. I'm going to click this button for create new texture. By the way, it's in this texture button right down there. And in this new one, I'll rename this glare. And I'm going to bring the size way up. I'll go about 0.1. We may change that later. And now I'll connect that to our mix. And just to get an idea of what it's doing a little better, I'll just change that to white. And now we'll get a color ramp, change that from linear to constant. And now we can connect that there. And what you'll see is the white parts that we just had, those are the parts without the glare. And that's so that we have the glare, but it's not all over the image, so we can still tell what's going on. Now, what we can do now is actually kind of interesting. I'm going to select all these and press Command or Control G. Now, what we want to do is what we're doing is we're creating a group node so we can quickly change these. So what kinds of factors are we going to want to be able to quickly edit? Well, I think the chromatic aberration will be one. Probably the amount of scale would be one. So I'll connect that right there. And so now if we press tab, we can actually edit these factors right here. So I can set these to 1, for example, and it gets super extreme. Just kind of cool. Anyway, if you want to see how to make these kinds of renders, not the compositing, but the actual geometry, I recently made a video on that, and it's right here.